it's Miss Becky with the Ashboro Public Library. I'm out on my porch today and I'm nice and warm because I have my comfy sweater on. My sweater was knit by somebody out of yarn, and I think that's pretty magical that someone could make yarn into clothing. So we're going to talk about some other ways that yarn can be magical today. People who knit and crochet with yarn already know the magic that yarn can create. They've also learned that knitting and crocheting and creating things out of yarn can also be quite meditative and relaxing. Even if you don't knit or crochet, you can still make some fun yarn crafts just using some objects that you found in nature and some scissors. This is great again for just bilateral coordination, and just even the act of wrapping yarn around things is really good, especially for littles, to help with their hand-eye coordination. Okay, let's create some yarn magic. Okay, so to create our yarn magic today, we're just gonna, of course, need some yarn. I like the yarn that changes colors by itself, and you could also use some solid colored yarn, of course. And I collected some branching sticks and some straight sticks. You're also going to need some scissors, of course, to cut the yarn. I also collected a couple smooth stones that we're going to play with, and you might want to have some glue just in case. Okay, so the first yarn magic trick I'm going to try is just going to use this branch that kind of is shaped like a Y, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of magic yarn weaving on it. So I've tied some yarn around the base of the stick right here, and now I'm just going to wrap the yarn around, just keeping it right next to each other each time I go around. And I like this yarn because it changes colors, but you could also just use solid yarn, and then when you're ready to change colors, you can just tie a new piece of yarn onto your last piece, and it will do basically the same thing. So when I get up to the branching part, I'm going to just go around one and then maybe go backwards around the other one, and then just kind of keep doing this pattern. So go this way, and then this way. So, and then whatever pattern I decide on, just kind of keep doing it the same way all the way up the branch. So it's starting to create kind of a neat pattern there. If you had some large beads, you could also put those in there as well. And it's kind of like just using the branch as a weaving loom. And if you want to change your yarn on your branch weaving, you can just cut your yarn and then tie a new piece onto it. I like to use a square knot, and then you can just keep on going, and if you have any little pieces that stick out like this one, you can just sort of tuck it in. Okay, now I've got some new yarn on here. And when you're done with your weaving, you can just wrap it around a little extra time here at the end, and then tie a knot or use some glue to secure it. Another way you can turn just a regular stick into a magical stick is to just tie some yarn around it in a knot, and then just, doesn't even have to be a branching stick, it can just be a straight stick, and then just wrap the yarn around it. So this way you can just turn a regular stick into a magical wand. So here's a bunch of magical yarn sticks that I made. This is the one that I started. I also found these really cool wiggly sticks that I also wrapped some yarn around. This is these two were the kind of yarn that changes colors on the same piece, but this one I made with a bunch of different colors, and again just using lots of different colored yarn and wrapping them on there in pieces. So you can use these fun sticks for just pretend play, or you can make a fun arrangement with them. I've even made mobiles with these yarn sticks, and you can do the same thing with the branch weaving. So another magic yarn trick I'm going to try is it's called rock wrapping, and I'm just going to cross over my rock with the yarn like this, and then I'm going to bring it around the back and then cross it over a different way and bring it around the back again, and then I'm going to try to match up where I wrapped it last time and keep kind of going crisscross, sort of like this. And you can make a really neat pattern this way. So then it takes a regular rock and turns it into sort of a magical rock. And parents, even if your child is just wrapping the yarn around the rock, it's still really good for them developmentally, even if it doesn't make a pattern. So when you're done wrapping your rock, you can just cut it and then tie it in the back. Now it's a magic rock. Okay, the last yarn magic trick I'm going to show you is how to make your own pom pom ball. So what you're going to do is just wrap your yarn around your fingers like this. Oops. And you don't want to do it too tight, because then it'll squeeze your fingers together. And so you just keep wrapping around in a circle. And you just take your yarn, and I just lay it on another piece of shorter yarn, and then I tie that one into a knot. Really tight. And this is the fun part. Now you just take all the loops and you cut them with your scissors. And then it becomes a fuzzy pom-pom. Then if some of them are longer than the others, then you can just give it a little haircut until it has about all the same size. pieces sticking out from the middle. Doop. So if you use a whole bunch of yarn, you can get them really round like these two. So pom-poms are great for imaginative play, and you could even stick some googly eyeballs on them and make a little friend. And I stuck this pom-pom on to the end of a stick so it could be like a little puppet friend. Catch it! You can check out lots of books about knitting and crocheting for kids, or even this storybook called The Magic Ball of Wool. Yay! Yarn magic! I hope you had fun creating some yarn magic with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time when we stick around. Bye!